Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. In this episode, I want to talk about what has LeBron James done for basketball. I constantly hear people say when they're prefacing their statements, when they say, I love LeBron James, but, or LeBron is great, but, or he's such a fantastic player, but negates anything that you said. I don't understand why people feel like they have to quantify their statements. If they're going to say that Kobe's better, if they're going to say that Jordan's better, they always have to say before whatever they're actually going to say, this isn't anything against LeBron. LeBron's still a great player. LeBron is, he's done so much for the game of basketball. That's what this video is about. What has LeBron done for basketball? That's the question that I have. Because when I think about it, I can't think of a single positive thing. I was going to say we have super teams because of him. We have flopping because of him. We have collusion because of him. We have an unprecedented level of foul baiting because of him. He talks bad about previous teammates. He talks bad about previous eras. What positive thing has he done for the NBA? It's not winning. It's not bringing the NBA to new levels. Bird and Magic saved the NBA. Jordan took it to a higher level and international. In 22 years, what has he done? If there are any fanboys that hear this, answer the question. Don't deflect. Don't defend. Don't make excuses. If he's done positive things, forget all of that other stuff and answer the question. What has he done? Give me a list of things that he has done for basketball. If anything, I think he's destroying the game. I think there's a lot of negativity associated with the NBA now, and he's had so much to do with that. I think there's no accountability in the NBA. He has everything to do with that. Everybody makes excuses now. Winning doesn't seem to matter anymore. Lame statistical accomplishments are the A-all, B-all. Yeah, there's no more grammar in the NBA anymore either. Apparently, you can be a fucking moron and people will still look up to you. They will still respect you. I just don't get it. I pose this question to anybody that hears this video. If you can think of one positive thing that LeBron has done for the NBA or for basketball on the court of basketball. I was going to say he's a billionaire. I certainly hope that he's donated money to organizations or to charities, because if anything, he gets a tax break. Even if he doesn't give a shit about those organizations or the people in them, he still gets a tax break. So I would hope that he's at least donated money, because if he hasn't, then he's even more of a bastard than I thought that he was. So I have to imagine, even for his own financial gain, that he's donated. I don't pay attention to it because I don't like LeBron. I personally feel it is impossible for you to like Jordan or like Kobe and like LeBron James. I don't think that's possible. And the reason for that is because LeBron is the antithesis of both of those players. Everything that those two players are, he's the opposite. I made this comment responding to somebody else's video, and they're just so starkly different. They're not even opposite ends of the same coin. If there is a coin, the heads is Jordan, the tails is Kobe. There's no room for LeBron on that coin. And if he is a coin, it's a wooden nickel. It's valueless. It contains the same shape. And because it's made of wood, it will eventually deteriorate and become nothing. It's just that simple. His legacy, or his kingdom, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is already starting to crumble around him. Colin Cowherd even made a video of saying Jordan makes you feel something LeBron doesn't. Jordan has all these plays that you can close your eyes and picture, and LeBron has the chase down block, which was a goaltend. It was an illegal play that shouldn't have been allowed. Do I have a huge issue that they didn't call it? No, I guess. However, follow the rules. If the rules are being followed, that chase down block should have been negated because it was a goaltend. And anybody that says, oh, it wasn't a goaltend, there are like 17 different views that show that he touched the basket. That makes it a goaltend. End of discussion. It's not up for debate. I just don't get where this infatuation comes with this man. No, I can't even say man. He's not a man. He's a boy. If I go talk to a 16-year-old kid, these are the type of antics that they get up to. They lie about stupid shit. They blame others. They don't take accountability. They make excuses. They'll throw people under the bus. I don't understand. The other question I'd like to pose, if you are a LeBron fan, tell me why. Tell me why you're a fan. And if you mention longevity, or if you mention having the most points all time, that's a ridiculous, flaccid argument. Also, describe his bag. If he has a bag, tell me what it is. Articulate it. Break it down. Make a video about LeBron's bag. Let's see all of his go-to moves to get by defenders. Because the reality is he only has one way. He either pushes off, or he barrels through, or he bull rushes. That's it. That's his bag. Or he flops. I was going to say, he'll draw even the slightest incidental contact and throw himself on the ground. That's it. That's his bag. If he's not shooting within 3 feet of the basket, he's terrible. He may occasionally make a three, but you could build a 3-story house with how many bricks he's shot in his career. I just can't think of anything about him that merits respect, including having to beg for respect. You don't beg for respect. You either get it or you don't. If people aren't acting in a respectful way towards you, they're either unrespectful people and you don't want them in your life, or they don't respect you and that falls on you. I had somebody tell me once, you hate him as a basketball player. I'm like, yeah, I do. But I hate him more for his antics off the court. Anything that's been said on the Mind the Game podcast is, there's no way that somebody with character and integrity would allow themselves to be on that show, and let alone make that show. And they certainly wouldn't have said the things that they've said. They wouldn't diminish previous eras. They wouldn't make jokes about Jordan's dad being murdered. They wouldn't call out Jordan for retiring and going to play baseball. Who cares? A comment that I made on another video is, let's just say that KD and LeBron are correct, and that Jordan was not as committed to the game as they are because he wasn't trying to play for 20 plus years. What they don't realize is, if that is true, that's even more of a fucking embarrassment to you two. Because that means that somebody who isn't as committed to the game as you are outperformed both of you combined. KD only has rings because he joined Golden State. That's the only reason. He's done jack shit with any other team that he's joined. He only has those 2 rings because, quite frankly, Steph Curry helped him get those rings. LeBron only has his rings because he joined Miami, and that's where he got his first 2 rings. Then he joined the super team in Cleveland and got that ring. and then the bubble ring, which any self-respecting fan doesn't care about. I can't remember the guy on OKC that said, "Now I have a real ring." Because even NBA players know that ring is a joke. So, yeah, the two of you may have 6 rings between you. No one respects a single one of those rings. Period. Everyone, well, I mean, maybe LeBron fans don't, but quite frankly, who cares what you think? Everyone respects Jordan's rings. And self-researched NBA Facts recently did a video, and he was commenting that one of the things that Jordan fans do that kind of steals some of Jordan's thunder from what he accomplished is they only talk about 6-0, 6-0, 6-0 in the finals, 6-0. That is impressive. What's more impressive is a three-peat and a three-peat. I think he mentioned in the last 64 years, there's only been 3 teams that have done it, and Jordan was 2 of those teams, and Kobe was the other one. When LeBron built a super team, he got 2. And quite frankly, they got embarrassed in some of those finals. So, not on the same level. When LeBron was talking about ring culture is weird, yeah, it's weird because you're not great at getting rings. You have 3 cheap ones, 1 bullshit one. That's why you think it's weird that people care. If you had the most rings, it would be everything that you talked about. Rings would be the most important thing, and it would be the determining factor for greatness. But you don't. Kobe has more rings. Magic has more rings. Kareem has more rings. Jordan has more rings. Russell has more rings. A lot of people have more rings. That's why you care. And then you had the balls to make that statement about wanting to go to another team because you want to win, you want a realistic chance of winning a championship now. No one wants you. You're not going to go to a contender team because you're garbage, and they know it. They don't need a defensive liability on their team. They don't need somebody who is going to have a high usage that misses a ton of shots. Your flopping isn't going to help them win. You're old. You're lazy. You're ridiculous. You bring a lot of drama, and you'd probably want to bring Bronny with you. Once you spend your last year as a Laker, you're going to realize there are no other options. Maybe Cleveland will let you sign a 1-day contract so you can retire there. I don't think they should because you abandoned them twice. They should tell you to go fuck yourself. But they'll probably do it. I was going to say it will allow them, you can have your ceremony or whatever and it'll make them money. That's why they'll do it. But you're going to learn the harsh lesson that no one wants you. You're not going to be able to play for another team unless you pay them. Maybe if you offer them $54 million for you to play there for 1 year, maybe they'd take that. No one's going to pay you. No one is interested. When Rich Paul was talking about there are 4 teams that are interested, that's absolutely not true. There may be 4 teams you were interested in going to, but yeah, there's no 4 teams that want you, LeBron James. That's not a thing. And I can't wait. I can't wait till Jordan comes back next year as a special commentator. Nobody even knows what the hell that means yet. But I guarantee it's not good for you, LeBron. And I'm not saying that that Jordan is going to call you trash and start being extremely disrespectful to the league and to the players. That's not who he is. If he wanted to start trash talking and disrespecting players, he could have done that for the last 20 years. People can't keep his name out of their mouth. Everybody wants to try to diminish his legacy. You can't, but they constantly try. I was going to say everybody that played against Jordan is a bum. His competition was garbage. All of his teammates were the elite of the elite. I mean, all of the narratives are just an absolute joke. But when he's back in the NBA, I think that's what people haven't realized. If you're too young to remember Jordan being in the league, he hasn't been in the league in 23 years. He's barely done interviews. He doesn't use social media. He's a ghost. The only indication of what people have, what it's like when Jordan is around, is the NBA Top 75 ceremony when Jordan walked in, which was in Cleveland, and everyone was in awe. In Cleveland. If you watch the difference between when LeBron walked in and when Jordan walked in, you know goddamn well who the GOAT is. And everyone else knew. It's not even close. It's never been a debate. It's a manufactured argument with false narratives and lies. And real NBA fans don't believe it. They never have. They've been disgusted by it the entire time. So when he's back, I believe all of this slander will stop, because Jordan is a man of character. He is a man of integrity. He is a man of class. But he's also not going to tolerate previous errors being diminished. He's not going to tolerate anyone coming after his legacy. I think if it continues once he's back, it will. Michael Jordan is a real man. And you don't want to push a real man too far. A real man handles himself with composure, with class, with dignity, with respect, until you push them to where they don't care anymore. I really wouldn't recommend that. I don't recommend people do that with me, and I'm nobody and have nothing. I'm a crippled with 3 traumatic brain injuries, but don't push me to where I don't care anymore. And definitely don't do it to Jordan. He's a billionaire with nothing but time on his hand, and his word carries a lot of weight. So much weight. They brought him back to save the NBA because, quite frankly, it's in shambles. Nobody cares about regular season. Nobody cares about the playoffs, even the finals. While even though there was a slight boost in ratings, it's still garbage compared to the 98 finals. You don't pay someone who's been retired for 23 years, $40 million a year to come back if it's not needed. If there was a cheaper solution, you don't think they would have gone for it? Absolutely they would have. But even though he hasn't played on the court in 23 years, he's still the biggest name in basketball. I think Kobe's may be the most worn shoe in basketball, but Jordans are the most popular basketball shoe, period. I think I own 20 pairs of Jordans, 22 pairs of Jordans, somewhere around there. I own 2 pairs of Kobe's. I have a few other players. I don't own a single pair of LeBrons, and never will. I don't like what those shoes represent, and what they represent is LeBron. I don't think I've ever seen a pair of LeBrons out in public. And I'm a shoe guy. I pay attention. I look at what people are wearing. My brother and I sell shoes on the side. And I think we have a pair of LeBrons that we've had for 2 years. We got them for a really good deal. Super cheap. Can't sell them no matter how much we lower the price, because quite frankly, no one wants them. I think we would have a hard time giving them away. But we want to see if we can make some of our money back. Because even though we got a ridiculous deal on them, we're going to have to take some loss. There's no question about it. There's no interest. Nobody cares. We sell a lot of our shoes on eBay. And so I can see how many people look. How many people have looked at the ad. And in comparison to the Jordans that we sell, or the SBs that we sell, or the New Balance that we sell, or the Adidas that we sell, all of those get tons of views. And most of the shoes won't be up for maybe more than a few weeks. Given the trials and tribulations of our economy right now, we're not selling as many shoes as we used to. They just don't sell. And people aren't even looking at them. Like, sometimes people will look and not buy. Not even a lot of people are looking. I think that says a lot. I love all of my Jordans. I love my Kobe's. I wish I had more Kobe's. Just some of them, especially since he's passed away, some of them are more expensive now. And I wear size 12, which is a more expensive size. I miss when I was younger and wore 10 and a half and I could find a lot of shoes for cheap. But yeah, being a 12, that's expensive. Anyway, I kind of got off point. I'm just curious what everyone else thinks. I'm curious what your thoughts are. I'd love to have some form of dialogue in the comments. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it. And as always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that have inspired me to start and continue this channel. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Scap Attack, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV. All of you continue to inspire me with your perspective, with your takes, with your humor. And I just want to say thank you. And I'll catch you in the next one.